Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to cover the 1 month review of this T-Mobile internet. I would just like to go over briefly of why I switched to T-Mobile. So the reason was that my previous internet service provider, I originally started with them at about $45, and then they raised the price up to 65, and I was able to bring the price down to 55, which I thought was acceptable. But then recently they had uploaded it, or not uploaded it, they raised the price to 75, and I was like, well, that's a bit too high. So I was looking for an alternative, and then I came across this T-Mobile 5G internet thing. I took a chance, and then I signed up with T-Mobile. I posted up a previous video of what this thing is like in the unboxing. So if you guys are interested in what it looks like, I'll put a link in the description, and then you can take a quick look at what it's like. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything that you need to see, that you can't see in this video here or the previous video, just leave it down below, and I will make an extra video just for whoever is interested, or I will answer any questions that you guys may have. So I'm gonna briefly go over the price. So the price is, I believe it's $65, but then they give you $10 off for just signing up. They also give you $5 off for using their auto pay, and it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the payment is using a credit card. You don't have to mail in anything. But I was a little disappointed when I signed up, because I thought I had already signed up for auto pay. So the auto pay gives you $5 off. And when I was at the T-Mobile shop, I had already previously signed up for the auto pay function, but for whatever reason they did not go through with that, and so I ended up paying $55. Not a big deal. $5 is not that much, and it's still cheaper than my previous internet service provider. Okay, so what I don't like about this, during the sign up process, I had an issue making an ID. So I thought also that I had made an ID at the store. They took down quite a bit of information, so I thought, okay, it's all set up. I'm not a T-Mobile phone customer, and also I'm not a T-Mobile, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. So this video is completely honest, and it's just my opinion. I may be wrong in some areas, I may be right in some areas, but I'm just going to tell you my experience. Anyways, going forward, when I thought I had signed up for the auto pay, it turns out that I didn't, and making an ID with these guys was actually very difficult for whatever reason. I thought I could just go online, make an ID. Every time I signed in, or I started the process of making an ID, I kept getting an error message saying something about like, it's not your problem, our wires are twisted, or something like that. Like, you can Google it. Quite a few people seem to be having this issue. So how I was able to fix the issue was that I downloaded a T-Mobile Money app, and I was able to make the ID through that app. I cannot do it through the laptop. I could not do it through what other people were recommending, which is going through some kind of prepaid website version of T-Mobile. That just did not work. So I guess everybody has their own way of making their account. So that was another issue that I encountered. Another negative about this thing is that this only has 2 ports. So one port I'm using it to go into a router, the other port I'm using it to go into my TV box, because that's like the highest demand that I have. So I prefer to go directly into this T-Mobile router here. Another issue that you may encounter is using VPN. So when I use my work computer, I connect it through a VPN, and the VPN just does not work directly through this router for whatever reason. So luckily I had the other router from whenever, I don't even know how old that router is, but anyways, When I connect it through that other router, and it works fine. So if you guys have work VPNs and you don't have an external router, that might be another issue. Um, Another thing that I realized is that this thing has a battery in it, but it serves no real purpose unless it's just to save your account information into the device. I'm not sure what the battery is in there for, because once you unplug it, it just turns off. And so um, I'm not sure why they did that for. Good thing is the app does tell you quite a bit of information. Um, so I'm gonna just tell you that I'm gonna show you the app that you use to start it. So it's called the T-Mobile Wi-Fi app. It tells you right here that is your device to the gateway and to the internet. So it tells you your connection quality. So far, I've never got full bars. I've only had 4 bars max, three to four generally. I'm going to show you the internet speed, and actually the internet speed between 3 and 4 doesn't really change much. I had a couple of days where I had the internet in the 2 to 1 bar range. That was an issue. It just was really terrible. It was almost non-functioning. So in order for this T-Mobile device to work, you have to look online, and you have to go into their ultra coverage region. If you're in the extended coverage region, it doesn't seem to work as good. Um, anyway, so the app tells you the devices, the network, and all sorts of information that is associated with the router. Also, the router itself, it has this little screen on the top. It tells you all kinds of information, basically the same as the app. So you could just use the app or you could use the router. It doesn't really matter. Um, so Also, if you want to know about your usage, you have to have the regular T-Mobile app, not the Wi-Fi function. I know it gets a little confusing. So as you can see here, I've already used 11 gigabytes of data, and it's been pretty smooth. I haven't had any real issues so far. I mean, now it's about 30 days, and there's no real issues there. And so I'm gonna just go through with the speed test. So going with the speed test, I want to make a little disclaimer here, because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't really get how this thing is working. So in order for this thing to work, you have to have a 5G function on your device. If you don't have a 5G function, your internet speeds are going to be very low. And I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to show you directly right now. So this device that I have here has the Wi-Fi 6, and also the phone doesn't have to have 5G, but it has to be able to accept the 5G Wi-Fi. So anyways, so currently my phone is connected to the internet through the router, and I'm going to show you in real time what the speed is like, and I'm also going to show you what it's like if you go through like a 2G function on your router. So this is obviously there. It's T-Mobile. I'm going to press go. You're going to see it in real time what it's like. I'm also going to show you the history, because I've been testing this thing quite frequently. So as you can see here, I'm running at about 400, and so far it's been pretty consistent where I can get above, I would say above 300 safe. If you test it at other odd hours, right now I believe it's 5 o'clock right now, so I don't know if that's a peak hour or not, but generally if I've been testing it, like I said, and the speeds have been consistently above 300. So my previous internet service provider provided a 200 megabytes per second internet, and I'm going to show you the history of the speed tests here. So let me just pull that information up for you guys so you can see. So this is the second take on the video, so that's why you're going to see some odd results at the top. So this here is the internet that I have. This was a 2G function test. I'm going to show you the 2G function test so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This here was when I had a poor connection. This was through my phone. I have a 105. My phone also was not connecting to the 5G for whatever reason that day. This was the Wi-Fi router test when it was at 2 bars. So the speed drops drastically if it's in the 2 bar. It was fluctuating between 2 and 1. This was a odd hour, probably nobody was using it, so that's why it's so high. And the ones at the bottom are my previous internet service provider. And so when you connect, so I have this thing connected to an additional router, and the router has a 5G and a 2G function. I'm going to show you what the speed is like when you connect to a 2G function. So if you have a device that is not 5G capable, let's say you have an older laptop or older phone, this is not going to work for you. You're going to have to either upgrade your device, or you're going to have to just get a different service provider, because I'm going to show you right now that the speed drastically drops. So I've connected to the 2G. You can see, well, I don't know if you took notice in the previous one, but I'll show it again. But currently it's not Wi-Fi 6 anymore, it's on the 2G, and it's also T-Mobile. You can see same router, same numbers, and so you can see that it drastically drops. So I think there are some complaints about people saying that the internet is not what it claims. This could be one of the reasons why. And I only realized it too after I did a speed test, and I was thinking, why is the internet so slow on my phone suddenly? And I realized that it's because of the router. It was using the 2G like route to connect. So that is the speed if you're using 2G, and I'm going to show you again going directly. I'm going to reconnect back to the T-Mobile just to show you guys that I'm not pulling your leg or anything. So we go one more time, connect to the speed test here. So this is back on the Wi-Fi 6, so now I'm directly connected to the T-Mobile router, and I'm connecting, and then we're going to do a speed test again. So there you go. Again, it's above 300. Actually, it's kind of safe to say that it's above 400, but I mean, I don't want to like oversell it. So 300 is easy. It's much better than my previous internet service provider. My TV box works quite a bit. I use it quite often. I'm streaming TV quite a bit, so yeah, so as you can see here, it's pretty good. And I'm just gonna let it finish so you guys get the numbers. So that's what I got. I'm not sure if this is comparable to fiber. I don't have fiber, so I've never had fiber, so I don't really know. To my previous internet service provider back in another country, it actually is slower, but it's still pretty good. Another thing that I noticed is that if you download movies, if people who are using torrents or anything like that, that kind of function does not work through this device. So if that's another thing that you guys do, please be aware that it does not work. I don't recommend that you guys do anything illegal, so anyways, you shouldn't be doing that. But if that is something that you guys do, that this doesn't work, or at least maybe there's something that I'm not seeing here that just doesn't make it work or whatever, I tried testing that because I wanted to see what the download speed would be. But anyways, I don't really download much. I'm mainly streaming off of my TV box anyways. So that's another downside. Other than that, I mean, this thing has been pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Just that one day I had a poor connection, but like I said, just recycling it, I had no issues. I went right back into the 4 connection bars. I did read online that some people were saying that after about 30 days, then things start acting up on you. So I don't, that's why I took 30 days to make this video. I wanted to make sure that I'm not reviewing something and then just giving you guys all hype, and people are going to be stuck with a device that they don't really want. So this is just my experience. I mean, it may be different from yours. Make sure that you're in the 5G ultra coverage. Make sure that you have the 5G functions on your 5G Wi-Fi functions on your phone or your laptop or whatever it is, in order for this to work. Have an external router if you guys are using a VPN for your work computers. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or anything that you guys want to know about, please just leave it down below. I'll get to it right away. I'll make sure that I answer it. And if I can't answer it, I'll see if I can refer you to the right place to get you guys going. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by T-Mobile. I'm not sponsored by anyone at all. So all my videos are just straight up whatever my opinion is on everything that I get. And I'm not here to sell you guys anything. If you guys have any other better device that you could also recommend to me too, I'm always willing to check things out and see if it works for me too. So that's pretty much it. Like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Thanks.